Good morning, Taurus. Okay. Welcome to your August 2020 monthly reading. I hope I said 2020 in the Aries reading. I might have said 2019. Doesn't matter though. All right, so look at what you got popping out already. You got the Three of Swords, okay? That's the biggest heartbreak in the deck. So you've been going through something. We're going to see what that is. Before I get into it, like I always say, energy is fluid, doesn't have labels, doesn't have parameters. So if it fits for you, it fits for you, regardless of anything else. It's also intended to be timeless, so whenever you watch it, it's when it's meant for you. I just say August because that's where we currently are. But yeah, my name's Ben. I hope you enjoy the reading. And yeah, I appreciate all your support. Okay, so I need to pull past energy first. Okay, current energy. Look at that. Yeah, so you got the Three of Swords popping out again, and it came out in the heart space. Okay, so you've been really dealing with something here. Or your person has. But most likely it's the both of you. So let's see. And then future energy. Okay. Pull clarifiers. Yeah, I hope you're all doing well. I know it's been a while since I've posted a monthly reading for all the signs. Things are starting to get back to normal here, so I'll be able to post more regularly. I know I say that a lot, but it is what it is. I post when I feel guided to, so there's always plenty of other channels if you like. If you want to see readings quicker than I post, you can always watch that. Some of my favorite channels is Consciousness Evolution Journey and Secret Tarot. Those are my two that I connect with the most, that I watch as well. And yeah, all right, so let's pull clarifiers. But you can watch anyone you want because each person's going to connect with different people. If you connect with me, then fantastic. You got the Knight of Wands clarified by the Knight of Wands. Okay. All right, so yeah, in the past, yeah, I see where your heartbreak came from. So in the past, you had a major tower moment here, okay, with someone that you were dealing with. I'm seeing it as someone that you're no longer dealing with, okay? Like this is going to be like there's a past person here that really hurt you, and then there's going to be this person here that you're going to be moving into something new with, okay? So whoever you were dealing with like in the past, like this could have been a while ago for some of you, like years, months, whatever, but there was somebody, a very significant connection, okay? This was like a long-term thing, like a marriage, a relationship. It's going to be different for all of you, but it was a serious commitment, okay? And it looks like out of the blue one day, everything just kind of like shot down. Whether you found out like they cheated or they just suddenly left you for somebody else, it was a very sudden like this is over type of thing. Maybe something happened in their personal life and they kind of just abandoned you while they were dealing with it. It could have been anything, but whatever it was very, very sudden and very unexpected. Okay, like the relationship just suddenly like was done, and you didn't have a say, and you were very confused, and there was like no closure type of thing, where it left you very, very confused, very hurt, very anxious, very paranoid. Like, what's wrong with me? Like what the fuck happened? Very what's the word I want? Like disruptive type of energy where you were like kind of like what the hell just happened, like that type of energy. And you were very open with this person, you were very vulnerable, you shared a lot of emotion with this person, possibly a lot of finances here. Maybe you were living together, or you had like a house together or something very serious, and then suddenly you were left with everything, and you were also left with no warning. Okay, so it's a very, very brutal end and like shock of reality that happened to you. Okay, I definitely see why you're dealing with such an intense heartbreak. Okay, And with the lovers here, this lovers is a third party situation for that deck. Okay, that's why I use different decks, because I assign different roles to those decks, so I get very specific messages. So it looks like there was somebody else involved. It doesn't mean it was like they were cheating on you. What it means is maybe like a family member got in between you, or something happened in their personal life regarding somebody else. But it could have been cheating for some people, because this is a general reading, okay? But for whatever it is, there was some sort of interference that caused this sudden end and defensiveness to this beautiful connection here, okay? So you've been trying to like pick up the pieces after that happened, all right? So that's in the past. So now currently, yeah, with the Four Swords here, Aries also had that energy, but it wasn't nearly this severe, okay? Because this is a very, very tough, like, most severe situation than I just did for the Aries reading. So with your Four Swords, that's you really having to, like, you could have been, like, so depressed and anxious to the point where you were having, like, you know, bad thoughts, things like that, where you had to really, there were times you didn't even want to be alone because you were afraid of yourself. It's okay to admit that to yourself. If you are having those thoughts, don't ignore them. Okay. So that's how it seems like that it really brought you like really, really low. Okay. In your vibration. So you've been working on raising your vibration with that Four Swords. Is about healing. Okay. And the sun is it's the vibration of light, which is the vibration of love in the universe. So you've been trying to get back into that. You've been trying to refine your happiness here and refill your own cups back up here. Okay. Because the Nine of Cups is about emotional fulfillment on your own. And in the past, you had the Ten of Cups here, which is emotional fulfillment with another person, but then it was suddenly ripped away from you. Okay, so you're trying to rebuild yourself back up right now, which is good. All right. In your mental space, though, you have the Seven of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Six of Cups. So you can't see me, but I'm like, I got my head over here in my hand because I'm like feeling your stress. But in your mental space, you're still really suspicious of other people. You're it's like you always feel like there's like an ulterior motive, or there's something going on that you can't see. Okay. And that's that Five of Swords energy, which is the self-sabotaging energy. Okay. So you really want to do your best to pull yourself out of that, which you are doing. Okay. But it takes time, so don't beat yourself up over that, because that's a vicious energy. Because what it does is, it's like you're in an like you're thinking unhealthily and you're overthinking things, but then you start overthinking because you're overthinking, and then you overthink that. It's that type of energy where it's like a vicious cycle. Okay. And it's really hard to break out of, but you can do it. I know you can do it because you've already been doing it. Okay. So yeah, that's what you're trying to do, and it stems from the Six of Cups, which is that very strong connection from your past. Okay, so that residual energy is still there. It's still in your energy, but you're clearing it out. Okay, with the sun, it's about clarity. You're clearing it out of your energy, which is great. Okay, in your heart space, that's that Three of Swords that I was talking about, that intense heartbreak, that deep emotional pain. And the Five of Swords here is about, the Five of Wands is about internal conflict. Okay, so it's that battle within, when you're like, a lot of people like the reference of like the angel and the demon on the shoulder, that type of thing, where you're hearing from your shadow self and your higher self at the same time, and it's you're trying to like mediate between the two, and it's really hard, especially with this type of emotional pain and energy. But you are doing it. You are getting there. Okay. And with the Two of Cups here, you are still hoping for love, which is great. Okay. Because even though this completely crushed you and shot you down, you still have hope for the future, which is what you need. Okay. Don't ever lose your hope for the future, because if you lose all hope, there's nothing left for you. You're going to manifest nothing. As long as you have even a little bit of hope that things will get better, you'll manifest that, and it will get better. Okay. That's why you never give up hope in any situation, no matter how shitty it seems or how dire the situation is. You always have to have some sort of hope and belief that it will get better, because that's how you manifest that it will. Okay. Don't ever give up. And I know that you haven't here, which is great. And then you do have the World with the Emperor and Justice down here. So the World is about closing out a cycle. Okay. So this like crazy dramatic, and I don't mean dramatic in a patronizing way. I mean that in a literal way, because this is a very dramatic, like serious thing that happened. Okay. I'm not saying that like sarcastically. So this very dramatic thing that happened here, it's going to be closing out, all right? All of this energy is finally going to be clearing out for you, and you're going to feel like a big ass weight is like off of your shoulders, okay? Because with justice here, this is about restoring balance, restoring order, and receiving the karma that you deserve, okay? And in your case, it's great karma. It's really good karma, okay? You could be having an emperor come your way if you're a feminine, and feminine has nothing to do with gender, like I always say, it's just the energy. But if not, this is just talking about you. If you're a masculine, you are coming back into your power, okay? And if you're a feminine, you're embracing your masculine energy, okay? And then with the Knight of Cups here, the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Wands, that's beautiful as well. You're walking away from this energy, okay? With that closing out of the cycle, you're finally clearing out of this, and it's going to be a brand new renewal of energy for you. And the Knight of Cups is that belief in love, okay? The Knight of Cups is a love offer. It's a very romanticized energy, okay? It's still holding on to that belief that you will have that. And with the Eight of Wands here, I do see you starting to communicate with somebody, all right? Because in the future, it looks like you're going to be taking a leap of faith with somebody, because we do have the Fool here and the Chariot. So the Fool is that leap of faith, even though it can be scary, right? But the Chariot is positive movement forward. The Hierophant is a very serious commitment. And the Four of Wands is the 1111 card. It's about a solid foundation and possibly marriage in the future. Okay, so you are going to be moving forward, all right? Now, with this person in the future, you're going to have to use your discernment here, okay? Because the way this works, right? Oh, I just saw a butterfly outside the window, all right? That represents, it's still there too. That represents the transformation that you're going through, okay? So that's a confirmation right there. But yeah, use your discernment in the future here, because what the universe can be very tricky, but in a good way, because it's a test, okay? When you're at the end of a healing cycle like this with the world, they're going to throw you a curveball to see how you handle it, all right? They want to see, are you going to handle this the same way that you've handled it in the past and repeat this cycle, or are you going to handle it in the way that you've now evolved into and enter into a brand new one, okay? Think of it like the final boss of a video game, right? Because I love video games, I'll always use that reference, because games are very good references to actual, the world that you currently live in. Because this is a matrix, a video game's a matrix. I can go on for hours about that too, but think of it that way, okay? This is the final test at the end of a cycle to see, are you going to repeat it or are you going to move past it, all right? So the reason I say that is because this person in the future here, they're coming across as the Knight of Wands clarified by the Knight of Wands, and you're coming across as the Queen of Cups, okay? So in the future, you've now regained your balance here and your emotional, stability for the most part, and you're open and looking for something new, right? But be careful, because like I said, this is going to be the test. The energy that you're going to have come in, there, I see two different possibilities here, depending on where you are in your journey, okay? Either you're going to be dealing with somebody who's very in and out of your life again, and is not stable, because the universe wants to see, are you going to settle for that, or have you finally learned that you deserve better than that, okay? You deserve the Hierophant here, which is a major commitment, and someone that's very serious and grounded about you, okay? So don't let somebody come in and sweep you off your feet again, and then they suddenly disappear like what happened in the past, all right? So that's your test here. You're going to have someone come in that's going to test you, all right? And it could be like you could have a lot of chemistry with this person. It could be a soulmate where you have, that very deep connection like you had in the past. But you have to recognize that for what it is, okay? If it's a Knight of Wands, then that's not a king. That's not an emperor. That's not somebody that you can settle down with. That's somebody that you have a good time with, all right? And if you want to do that, if you want to just have a good time with them, of course you can do that. But the current energy that you are in, that's not a good idea, because you're not completely emotionally ready yet for something. So you could get overly emotional and involved with this person and then get hurt when they, if it's a casual thing, they just leave you. Okay, so that's why it's not a good idea yet. So if you do realize that for what it is in the future, these people that are kind of just Knight of Wands coming in at you, if you kind of, just keep going and not interact with them, you will end up having this Hierophant here, which, you pass the test in that case, And the universe rewards you with what you know that you deserve by pushing away those people you knew you didn't deserve that, right? So you're finally going to get this Hierophant, all right? The Hierophant represents major commitment and marriage, and so does the Four of Wands. So you're going to receive what you truly deserve, which is a major commitment, possibly marriage if you want to do that in the future, but you have to have the discernment and learn the lesson that this was all teaching you for you to reach that point, okay? And for the majority of you, I do see you doing that. All right, you are going to reach this point here, but of course there's going to be some people that need to go through that lesson again, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that, because usually the people that have to learn something a couple of times are the ones that end up mastering that energy and can help other people, okay? Like a lot of the stuff I tell you guys is stupid mistakes that I've made in my past too, right? In all my lifetimes and stuff like that. When you make enough, when you go through enough, you learn. Like we learn the hard way, but you learn it, right? So some people are going to have to learn the hard way with this situation, and some people have been through this before in past lives and past situations, and they'll naturally just gravitate to this energy. Okay, so it all depends on you and where you're at in your journey. But I do see it ending very nicely for you either way. Okay. But yeah, that's what I have for you. So don't beat yourself up too much right now. Like I said, with this Five of Swords, that can be very hard to break out of, that negative mindset. It's a very vicious cycle, but you will break out of it, okay? But give yourself time. Don't try to rush your way out of it, because you do have to move through it. You can't jump over it, okay? So give yourself time. You are evolving, like that butterfly showed us. You are going to turn into the butterfly. You are going to be free and fly away, okay? And that was a white butterfly, which is a very spiritual symbol as well. So that's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed, and have a great day.